Good morning everyone. Today we discuss species richness and area relationship, importance of biodiversity and loss of biodiversity. First we discuss species richness and area relationship with the help of graph given by Alexander von Humboldt. He took the area on x-axis, species richness on the y-axis. Area, for example, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 5 species, 10 species. So you already know what is species richness. Number of species per unit area known as species richness. If the explored area increases, species richness also increases. So utilized area, explored. So if the explored area increases, species richness also increases. Look on the board, 5 kilometers, 5 species living in that habitat. Area 10 kilometer, 10 species. Means if explored area, utilized area increases, species richness also increases in the same extent. At that C is the intercept with y and Z is the slope. So if the species richness increases in proportional to the explored or utilized area, at the time Z value is 1. So linear. So in log scale, log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. S is the species richness, C is the intercept, Z is the slope of the line and A is the area. So species richness increases in proportion to increasing utilized area. The species richness increases with increasing utilized area. 5 species in 5 kilometer, 10 species 10 kilometer. At the time Z value is 1 and angle is 45 degrees. So less than 45 means Z value is less than 1. More than 45 means Z value is more than 1. Species S is called Ca power Z. These species are freshwater fishes. Freshwater fishes. Birds. Bats. Angiosperms. For these 4 groups, less area, maybe half kilometer, but more than 10 species. So the species richness increases drastically, not with increasing area. Curve is rectangular hyperbola. Rectangular hyperbola for water fishes, birds, bats and angiosperms. For example, half kilometer, more than 10 species are living. So for few organisms only, the curve is rectangular hyperbola. At the time S is equal to Ca power Z. So you can write log scale also same. Log S is log C plus Z log. Next point. The species richness of any particular area is 0.1 or 0.2 particular area means limited area. For example, bird species of Delhi or rats in New York. So that is always 0.1 to 0.2. Reason is richness of a particular area, Delhi, limited area when compared to planet Earth. That's why species richness is always 0.1 or 0.2 particular area. The species richness of a particular species distributed in all the continents. All the continent means the area increases. At the time, species richness is, the Z value is 0.6 to 1. 1.2, 0.6 to 1.2. When the Z value is 0.6 to 1.2, the species richness of a particular species distributed in all continents. All continent means area increases vastly. At the time only, Z value is 0.6 to 1.1. Fruit eating birds and mammals living in all tropical forest, the species richness is 1.15. Reason is all continents area increases. Species richness and area relationship explained by Alexander von Humboldt. Alexander von Humboldt. He was a German naturalist and surveyor. So he area on x-axis, species richness on y-axis. The species richness increases in proportion to utilized area, exposed area, explored area. 5 species in 5 km, 10 species 10 km. At the time, Z value is 1. What is C? C is intercept and Z is the slope of the line. So now the angle is 45 degrees. If the angle is 45 degrees, Z value is 1. If the angle is less than 45, Z value is less than 1. If the angle is more than 45, Z value is more than 1. The species richness of a particular area is always 0.1 or 0.2. For example, species richness of birds or the species richness of Delhi is 0.1 to 0.2. Delhi is a limited area when compared to entire continent Earth. In the same manner, the species richness of a particular taxon distributed in all continents is 0.6 to 1.2. For example, fruit eating birds and mammals of all tropical rainforest is, the Z value is 1.15. For 4 groups, freshwater fishes, birds, bats and angiosperms, it is linear curve. For only 4, non-linear curve or rectangular hyperbola. S is equal to Ca power Z. S is the species richness, C is the intercept, A is the area, Z is the slope of the line. So this is about richness area relationship. Species richness increase with utilized area. The species richness increases in the same proportion to utilized area. At the time, Z value is 1. 5 km, 5 species, 10 km, 10 species, 15 km, 15 species. At the time, angle is 45 and Z is a linear line and Z value is 1 and 45 degree angle. Less than 45 means less than 1. Like this, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 9. The species richness of a particular area is always 0.1 or 0.2. Species richness of fruit eating birds and mammals, Z value is 1.15. Similarly, the tags are distributed in all continents. All continent means area increases at the value is 0.6 to 1.2. Species richness and area relation only 1 point. If explored area increases, species richness also increases. For few species in a limited area, more number of species are present at the time non-linear curve. S is equal to Ca power Z. Example, freshwater fishes, birds, bats and angiosperms. We discuss importance biodiversity. Importance of biodiversity. Importance of biodiversity. If biodiversity more in a habitat, that habitat is more stable. Habitat with more biodiversity, that is more stable. More stable. How can we say habitat contain more number of species, more stable? Productivity increases, resistant to environmental disturbances. The habitat contain more biodiversity, resist the environmental disturbances. Diseases also less. So habitat with more biodiversity is more stable, and the productivity differences from year to year also negligible. Means during favorable condition productivity more, during unfavorable conditions also the productivity is more only. For example, during favorable condition, in a particular area 100 tons of primary productivity 100 tons. During unfavorable conditions also 97 tons. So the productive variation is negligible from year to year if the habitat is more stable. When the habitat is more stable with more biodiversity. If the habitat contains less number of species, during favorable condition 100 tons of productivity, during unfavorable condition 30 tons of productivity, more variation in the productivity. Habitat with more biodiversity, productivity variation is less. Habitat with less number of species, more variation in the productivity. During favorable condition 100 tons of biomass means weight of the organism. During unfavorable condition 30 tons is the biomass. With the help of experiments we discuss habitat with more biodiversity is more stable. David Tillman conducted experiments in open plots. Open plot with more number of species. more number of species. Open plot with less number of species. Open plot with more number of species, open plot with less number of species. If a open plot contain more number of species, biomass variation negligible from year to year. Biomass means weight of the organism. So during favorable condition, productivity in open plot with more number, for example 100 species. Number species. During favorable condition, 100 tons of biomass. 100 tons of biomass. During favorable conditions. Favorable condition means normal rain, no floods. 100 tons of biomass. In unfavorable condition, for example 2020 favorable, we assume 2070 unfavorable, so no rains. In 2017 also in that area 97 tons of biomass. So biomass variation is negligible if the open plot contain more number of species. In the open plot with less number of species, in 2020 95 tons biomass. In 2070, 35 tons biomass, weight of the organisms. That means open plot with less number of species, productivity variations more. They are unable to withstand the disturbances created by the environment. So several diseases, they are suffering from several diseases. So David Tillman experiment proved that habitat with more biodiversity, more stable, and productivity variation is negligible from year to year. Even though favorable condition 100 tons of biomass, unfavorable condition 97, 3 tons only. But open plot with less number of species, during favorable condition 2020, we assume like that, 2020 95 tons of biomass. In 2070, drought condition, no rain. At the time, biomass is 35 tons. Next one is Paul Ehrlich. Compare ecosystem with aeroplane. He compare ecosystem with aeroplane. Ecosystem with aeroplane. Species present in ecosystem compared to rivets. Rivets of aeroplane, several rivets, bolt. So you already know, by using several rivets, they assemble different parts or different parts of the aeroplane. So he compare ecosystem with aeroplane, rivets of aeroplane with species. So after getting down, the passenger after getting down from the aeroplane, if every passenger remove one bolt, maybe seat, bolt from the seat or bolt, so any part of the aeroplane, immediately no harm occur. In the same manner, if one species extinct in the ecosystem, immediately no adverse condition seen in the ecosystem. One passenger remove the rivets bind wing to the aeroplane, what happened? Air crash occur. In the same manner, in a ecosystem, key species extinct. what happen? If key species is extinct, the ecosystem, most of the plant and animal species of that ecosystem extinct. So what is key species? Important species. Several plant and animal species depends upon the key species. For example, fig tree is a key species. Fig tree is a key species. Several animal species depends upon the fruits of fig tree. If the fig tree extinct in a ecosystem, several animal species extinct. If several animal species extinct, some of them are pollinator. In the absence of pollinator, flowers of other plants also not pollinate. So in this manner, in future, several plant species also extinct. Elrich explain he compare ecosystem with aeroplane, species in ecosystem with rivets. So the passenger, after getting down from the aeroplane, remove the rivets. So in the beginning nothing will happen. Similarly, if any species extinct, nothing will happen. Here he mentioned the tree frog extinct. If the tree frog extinct, what happened? So some insect population increases. Actually, in India, earthworm, cockroach, frog dissection in PU exam. So every student, so throughout the second year, may kill 6 frogs. In a state, more than 10, nearly 10 lakh frogs. All over India, crores of frogs. So their number decreases. The PU student use frog for dissection, the number of frogs decreases. So more number of insects, several types of viruses increases. As a result, nowadays the people suffering from chikungunya, dengue fever. So before 2010, no one hear the word dengue fever and chikungunya. So reason is, so number of frog population decreases. That's why Supreme Court also directed no dissections in PU. For PU student, no dissection. Before 2010, the PU student dissect 3 animals: earthworm, cockroach and frog. Earthworm also digestive system, nervous system, setae in cockroach, leg, nervous system, digestive system, spermathecae in earthworm also spermathecae, frog digestive system, excretory system, reproductive system, nervous system, all are included. So if few species extinct, nothing will happen to the ecosystem. But key species extinct, so several plant and animal species of that ecosystem extinct. In the same manner, if any person remove the rivet, connect the wing to the aeroplane, at the time wings are separated, air crash occur. In the same manner, key species is important in ecosystem. If key species extinct, so several plant and animal species extinct from that habitat. So Paul Ehrlich, he compared ecosystem with aeroplane. Now we discuss biodiversity. Loss of biodiversity. Of of tropic Pacific islands, 2 species extinct. So human dwellings, tropical Pacific islands, as a result 2000 bird species extinct. Last 500 years, last 500 years, 784 species extinct. Out of 784, 338 invertebrates, 359 vertebrates, and the remaining plant species. So last 500 years, 784 species extinct. Out of 784, 338 invertebrates, 315 invertebrates, and the remaining plant species. Last 20 years, 27 species extinct. Species extinct. So now we discuss some extinct organisms. Dodo. Dodo was a flightless bird of Mauritius. Extinct. Quagga. Quagga is a zebra. Extinct in Africa. Thylacine. Thylacine is a mammal. Extinct in Australia. Stellar sea cow. Stellar sea cow was an aquatic mammal. Extinct in Russia. Dodo was a flightless bird of Mauritius. Quagga, Africa. Zebra. Thylacine is a metatherian like kangaroo. Character similar to Thylacine, Australia. Stellar sea cow, aquatic mammal of Russia. Extinct. Similarly, in the tiger, subspecies Bali, Caspian, and Java. Subspecies of tiger. Subspecies of tiger, Bali, Caspian, and Java also extinct. Conservation of nature and natural resources. Are going to extinct. 15,500 species are going to extinct. Out of this 15,500, 12% mammal species, mammals, 32% amphibians, 31% gymnosperms, 31% of gymnosperms going to extinct in the near future. 12% Pisces, 23% mammals, 32% amphibians, 31% gymnosperms. So, extinction means not the species extinct randomly. Some groups are more vulnerable. So, amphibian species, 32% of amphibian species going to extinct in the near future. So, at present, plant and animal species rapidly extinct. So it is known as mass extinction. Mass extinction. The present extinction of plant and animal species is the 6th mass extinction. Before evolution of man, 5 mass extinctions already over. So how the 6th mass extinction differ from the previously happened 5 mass extinction? Speed of extinction is more in 6th mass extinction. 100 times 2. The speed of extinction is 100 to 1000 times more. 100 to 1000 times more in 6th mass extinction when compared to previous mass extinctions. We discuss various reasons for loss of biodiversity. Various reasons. Loss of biodiversity. Habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat means address of the organism. Habitat loss. Previously, tropical rainforest of total land area. Now the tropical rainforest more than 6% of total land area, means more than 50% tropical rainforest we lost. Reason is the people cut the trees, clear the trees and convert the tropical rainforest for construction of dams or human dwellings are converted into croplands. One example is tropical rainforest of Amazon. Forest of Amazon. We consider tropical rainforest of Amazon as lungs of our planet. Now, why we considered tropical rainforest of Amazon as lungs of our planet? So every year, 20% of free oxygen released into atmosphere by the trees of tropical rainforest of Amazon. So you already know free oxygen is present in the atmosphere. All animals utilize this oxygen to perform respiration. So available free oxygen in the atmosphere is 20% from the trees of only tropical rainforest of Amazon. So the tropical rainforest of Amazon, during photosynthesis they release oxygen. Any plant release oxygen during photosynthesis. The free oxygen present in the atmosphere is 20% emitted by the trees of tropical rainforest of Amazon. That's why the tropical rainforest of Amazon considered as the lungs of our planet. Now they cut the trees and clear the forest in Amazon for soya bean cultivation. So rich protein. So to take rich protein, they convert tropical rainforest into soya bean cultivating area. Soya bean cultivation. And they cut the trees and convert some forest area into grasslands. Grasslands to rear the beef cattle. They feed on beef. That's why to rear the beef cattle, they convert the part of tropical rainforest into grasslands. In this manner, previously the tropical rainforest area is 14%. now not more than 6%. So several animals living on the trees, and some plants also depends upon other plant species. So they convert the tropical rainforest into soybean cultivation area or grassland. Several plant and animal species extinct. Similarly, birds and mammals need more area. So some animals migrate also. For example, divide into several bits. So they convert some areas into for cultivation or grasslands. So they never allow, the people never allow any animal to cross that area. So their movement is restricted. They are unable to migrate also. So even though birds are flying, they fail to fly huge distances. After some hours of flight, they may take rest. So they may take rest means they may land. So they may land on a terrestrial area. If the people are not allowed to take some rest, so what happened at the time? Several birds and mammal species extinct. So tropical rainforest of Amazon, they converted into soybean cultivation or grassland to rear the beef cattle. So birds and mammals need more area. So fragmentation means we divide the habitat into several bits. So people are not allowing birds and mammals in some areas. So their movement is restricted. The birds and some mammals fail to migrate due to restriction. As a result, several birds and mammals extinct. The main reason for loss of biodiversity, habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat means address of animals. Several animal species living on the trees, woody plants of tropical rainforest. They cut and clear the large woody plants. As a result, they lost their habitat. Several animal species lost their habitat. Habitat loss, fragmentation. Natural fragmentation lead to speciation. Previously, Sri Lanka connected to India with land isthmus. Due to movement of earth crust plate, Sri Lanka is separated from India. The scientific name of India is Corvus splendens. Corvus splendens. The scientific name of Sri Lanka crow, Corvus splendens protegatus. Corvus splendens protegatus. In the scientific name, three Latin words are used known as the trinominal nomenclature. First Latin word genus, second Latin word species, third Latin word subspecies. So, due to movement of earth crust plates, Sri Lanka separated from India. So, the Sri Lanka crow failed to migrate to India. Similarly, Indian crows also failed to migrate to Sri Lanka. As a result, morphological differences occur. If morphological differences occur in the members of any species, that species divided into subspecies. So, subspecies of India, Corvus splendens, subspecies of Sri Lanka, Corvus splendens, protegatus. In this manner, due to natural fragmentation, new species is evolved. Due to anthropogenic fragmentation, anthropogenic means human activity. Due to human activity, the species extinct. No new species evolved. The existing species extinct. So habitat loss and fragmentation is the main reason for loss of biodiversity. Second one is over exploitation. Over exploitation. Human beings depends upon the environment. Human beings depends upon surrounding environment for their food and shelter. So that is the need. If need turn to greed. Greed means over exploitation. Greed means over exploitation. Actually, fishes brood. Fishes subjected to brooding. So subjected to brooding or breeding, so they reproduce in a particular season. If the fishes reproduce in a particular season, the available fishes is not sufficient for human population. That's why we are giving pituitary injection to each and every cultivated fish. So the fish brood throughout the year in all seasons. In this manner we exploit the fishes. As a result, several marine fishes become endangered. Now several marine fishes become endangered. Endangered means in the near future the marine fishes may extinct. In future generation the people may tell to their relatives or neighbors, our ancestors ate marine fish. Why? Human help is required, otherwise the marine fishes extinct. Endangered means the species going to extinct in the near future is known as endangered. Now all marine fishes are endangered. Similarly, stellar sea cow, passenger pigeon, meat is delicious. That's why during breeding season also the hunter, by using fish net, they collect the stellar sea cow, aquatic mammal, and severe hunting of passenger pigeon. These two were extinct. So the species extinct due to over exploitation. Some examples are stellar sea cow and passenger pigeon. And now marine fishes become endangered due to over exploitation, overuse, that is greed. Over exploitation is another reason for and animal species. Third one is introduction of alien species. Alien means exotic species. So some cattle give more milk when compared to our native cattle. So they introduce from different countries. Similarly, some plants so withstand the drought condition or heavy rains. That's why they brought some plant and animal. So alien means exotic species, not native of our habitat. Why people introduce alien species? So human beings have some desirable characters. So they introduce into our native habitat. In the native habitat, no predator for the exotic species. That's why their number rapidly increases. In presence of alien species, native species fail to survive. One example is Nile perch. Nile perch is a fish, is a exotic fish, means not the native fish of Africa. So Nile perch introduced in Victoria of Africa. Victoria of Africa. Within few years, fish extinct. Cichlid fish species. So they introduced Nile perch in the Lake Victoria of Africa. So within few months, 200 cichlid fish species extinct. Cichlid means a small fish. Cichlid fish species, not fishes, fish species extinct. It is example. So due to introduction of alien species also, extinction of plant and animal species. Similarly, another example is carrot grass. Carrot grass, Parthenium, lantana, similarly Eichhornia, so you all know terror of Bengal, carrot grass, lantana, Eichhornia, due to mauve flowers, means purple color flowers. Some people introduce in India, create nuisance in water bodies, obstruct the water bodies also. So carrot grass, lantana, Eichhornia also alien species. In presence of carrot grass, lantana, Eichhornia, our native species failed to survive. Several plant and animal species extinct due to introduction of alien species. Next one is co-extinction. Co-extinction. Co-extinction means one species extinct, the other species directly depends upon that species also extinct. For example, host fish species, extinct. The parasite live in that host also extinct. That is co-extinction. If one species extinct, the other species depends upon that species also extinct. If the host fish species extinct, the parasite species also extinct. Similarly, plant pollination association means mutualism. What is mutualism? Mutualism is an interaction. In this interaction, two partners are benefited. How plant is benefited? The pollinator, to obtain nectar or to obtain seeds, it visits the flowers. During their visit, the flowers are pollinated. In this manner, plant is benefited. How pollinator is benefited? So the plant provide nectar or juicy fruits to the pollinator. In this manner, both are benefited. If pollinator species extinct, so due to lack of pollination, the plant species also extinct. So co-extinction. Another example, Cydrojailon. Cydrojailon is a tree in Mauritius. The seeds of Cydrojailon germinate only after passing through the abrasive gut of dodo. You already know dodo bird was extinct. Now only old Cydrojailon trees are in Mauritius. So in near future, Cydrojailon going to extinct. Actually, dodo not recently extinct. So dodo was a flightless Mauritius bird extinct in 17th century. Some old Cydrojailon trees also exist in Mauritius. So the scientists try to convert the thick seed coat into thin seed coat by several techniques, but the seeds are not germinated. Previously, while the seeds are passing through abrasive gut of dodo, rough gut of dodo, only they germinate. The seeds passing through gut of dodo only germinate. So now dodo bird extinct. So in near future Cydrojailon tree also extinct. It is an example for co-extinction. Tomorrow we discuss. So once again, what are the main reasons for loss of biodiversity? One is habitat loss, fragmentation. Second one, over exploitation. Third, introduction of alien species. Fourth, co-extinction. So tomorrow we discuss IUCN categories, conservation of biodiversity.